Where there is smoke, there is fire. And when it comes to state government, where there is spending, there has to be a budget to back it up.
But when the money runs out, instead of asking for more, all that's left is cuts to crucial services that could keep thousands of Arizona kids from their families indefinitely. Tonight, the call to recalculate those numbers is growing louder and louder. 9 on Your Side's Maggie Vespa has more on the latest crisis heading for Arizona's Child Protective Services program and why state lawmakers say the solution should be simple.
Earlier today, while dozens demonstrated for what they call a right at risk,
The judges have decided that visitation is a right.
Arizona lawmakers continued an unsuccessful search.
It's been very frustrating for me that I have still not been successful in getting answers.
I have requested a call and have not heard from CPS.
Last week, 9 on Your Side did hear back from CPS after child services groups like Aviva, contracted to supervise visits between parents and their kids, were told to stop. That CPS just did not have the money anymore. Here's what CPS had to say.
Nothing has changed here. We're just closely monitoring and assessing when those services are needed so that the family served will benefit the most from those services.
CPS also denied cuts to its own funding. Documents obtained by the Arizona Republic Since show that is true. The agency did not have its funding cut. Instead, it's simply run out of money, forcing the families it serves to pay the price in lost visitation hours and more time in foster care for the kids. The reason? A 25% increase this year in the number of kids entering the state system, which contributes to a staggering budget shortfall, $35 million. Staggering, but solvable.
What I'm asking is why haven't they asked us for the money?
Tonight via phone, 9 on Your Side tracked down several state lawmakers newly clued in to these numbers who say CPS should have fessed up.
They should have come to the legislature for an emergency appropriation, because we have $450 million just sitting there in a rainy day fund right now.
And they were going to just live within their means, and they weren't going to request any more money, and that's just not acceptable.
A misstep that Arizona Senator Linda Lopez says may end up costing the state in court.
We're going to be, or if not already, out of compliance with the requirements that are put on our Child Protective Services in terms of meeting the needs of the kids and families and supporting reunification.
It's a legal battle that would leave kids and their families in limbo. Lawmakers say no, action needs to be taken now.
A lot of these kids have been abandoned by adults for their entire lives. And then for the state to abandon them as well and to force volunteers who have come into their lives to mentor these kids to abandon them also, it's just a horrible situation and does not represent who we ought to be as a state.
Now, all three lawmakers who we spoke to say they've been reaching out to CPS and the Department of Economic Security, even the governor's office, for weeks with no luck. And today, Representative Chad Campbell even issued a statement to CPS Director Clarence Carter demanding to know why he hasn't asked for state aid. 9 on Your Side also reached out to all parties involved regarding this new information. And likewise, Guy, we received no response.
Well, the state lawmakers are saying they have some money.
Right.
Can money be redirected toward the kids at this point?
Right, Guy, it can. And all three say they would like to see it addressed right away during this next legislative session that begins January 14th. Until then, though, all these kids and their families could remain in that limbo.
Maggie, thank you.